Mate, I went so shaky. Honestly, I thought that was 30. And it's about £10. Welcome to this new vlog series. Each month I'm going to be uploading a vlog onto my YouTube channel, and it's going to show you guys what I get up to day to day in life, my own personal fishing, the behind the scenes at Nash, and yeah, it's going to be a real mixed bag of content. For this month, it's not the best time to be out on the bank, but I've made the most of it. I've visited a few different venues, fishing for a few different species, so I really hope you enjoy episode 1. Well, it's the start of 2022, it's January the 1st, and I'm going to be kickstarting this year by going out fishing on the bank, hopefully catching the first carp of the year. I'm going to be heading down to a local park lake. It's jam-packed full of carp. To be honest, they're not particularly big, but I really don't care. I just want to go out on the bank, get a bend in the road and get that first fish under my belt. Later on this week, I'm going to be driving down south to Linear Fisheries. I might be going somewhere else as well, but for at the moment, I'm just going to be going to Linear for a few nights by myself. I haven't really been fishing an awful lot over the last couple of weeks. It's been Christmas, New Year, the weather hasn't been ideal. So yeah, I'm really itching to get out on the bank. And I feel like going to Linear with the conditions that we're going to have over the next few days, there's a chance I might be able to get a real big one on the bank. But enough of me talking, I'm going to get on the road now, head down to the park lake, get a couple of citrus pop-ups out on the spot, and hopefully it won't be too long until we catch the first carp of 2022. Well, I'm just getting the gear out of the van, and this is the bait that I've brought today. I've got a citrus flake, I've got some white 12mm citrus there, good old tin of sweet corn, some citrus liquid and some hemp, and that is literally all I'm going to be taking. I'm just going to get the gear ready now. It's a bit of a mess from my last session the other day, so yeah, I'll get all this mixed up and get the rods out. Well, the rods are out for the first time of the year, and deep down I'm quietly confident. I've seen a few fish showing in mid-water, sort of in the middle of the lake, but in past experience I've never actually caught any fish fishing in that deep water. So what I've decided to do is I've put both rods left and right of the swim where I'm fishing now, just on the marginal shelf. It slopes off from around 4 foot down to 12 foot really quickly. Fishing just on top of that shelf has done me plenty of bites no matter what time of year. So even though it is winter, I'm fairly confident that the carp are going to creep up onto that shallow water and have a little bit of investigation on the bait that I've put out there. But for now, I'm just going to sit back on this park bench. I'm nice and far back from the rods, and although it's a busy park lake and there's constantly people walking up and down the bank and there's constantly anglers, the last thing that I want to do is be sat down there but the rig's only a few metres away and possibly spook any carp that are feeding on that spot. So yeah, I'm sat nice and well back, and hopefully it's not going to be too long until we catch the first carp of 2022. Well, that will be the first carp of 2022.
Not the second.
Oh, he lost it. It's fine, cheers. There's number 2 of the day. A proper little chunky fat common, and yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing. I've caught a mirror and a common now. Yes, they're no monsters, they're not going to break any records, but I honestly don't care. I always like to go out fishing on the 1st of January just to get a bend in the rod. That might be sea fishing, it might be float fishing, or this year it's been carp fishing. There are a few originals in here that go up to £20, so you never know, one of them might pick up the hook bait, but if not, this has been the perfect start to 2022. And there she is, carp number 3. A beautiful little common, but I'm pretty confident to say that's going to be the last carp of today. It is freezing cold, it's blowing an absolute gale, and yeah, I'm quite hungry, so I'm going to head home, put a pizza in my oven and just relax. But tomorrow I'm going to be getting the gear ready. Is the next day we're going to be heading down south to Linear, and I'm pretty sure if we catch something down there, it's going to be a lot bigger than the carp I've been catching today. Well, it's the 3rd of January and it is currently 1 o'clock in the morning, and that can only mean one thing, and that is I've got a very big drive ahead of me and we're going to be heading down to Linear Fisheries. It's my first proper big trip of the year. I did go down to the Park Lake the other day for a quick session on New Year's Day just to try and get a bend in the rod. To be honest, the carp weren't that big and I'm after something a lot bigger. I'm going to go to Linear, it's my favourite fishery, so it makes sense to go down somewhere where I enjoy fishing, and yeah, I'm just going to be going by myself for a few nights, putting the rods out, and yeah, fingers crossed we're going to be able to get a few bites. I've just put the location in the sat nav, and yeah, it's going to take 4 hours and 50 minutes, and to be honest, believe me, that isn't actually that bad. When there's a bit of traffic, it can take a lot longer than that. Enough of me talking, I'm going to put pedal to the metal, drive down to Linear, get in the early arrivals car park. I'm hoping to get on Brasenose 1. I've been told B2's fishing pretty well, but it's Linear, it's always busy, so I'm just going to walk around, see where's fishing well, see where people's leaving. We've got plenty of time to play around with, so if we can't get on the fish straight away, we've still got time to move later on in the session. Anyway, enough of me talking, I'm going to get down to Linear and I'll catch you there. I might look a little bit tired, and that's because it's currently 10 to 6 in the morning and I haven't been to sleep yet, but we've made it down to Linear and we're currently in the early arrivals car park. It's about an hour or so until the gate opens. A normal person or a sensible person driving down through the night, it would be probably best for me to try and get a little bit of sleep before the gate open, but nah, I'm crazy, so I've got a can of Red Bull there, and to be fair, I've pretty much got all my gear sorted except one thing, and that's tying rigs. So I'm going to get a few new rigs prepped up now. Today is Monday, but the complex is fairly busy, and that's because it's a bank holiday. But what I'm hoping is by arriving today, people are going to be packing up today if they're wanting to go or if I have to go to work tomorrow. So I'm hoping I'll be able to spend today figuring out the areas where people are leaving, areas where fish have been getting caught from over the last few days, and by doing that I'll be able to start my session in a good peg. I'm just going to sit back, get a few rigs tied, and yeah, I'm proper excited for the next few days of fishing. Well, it's been a few hours since I last spoke to you. I was in the early arrivals car park, and yeah, it got very busy very quickly. I was second on the gate, but as it is down here at Linear, a lot of people turned up. To be honest, I was a little bit scared that I wasn't going to be able to find a decent peg or get on the fish today, but touch wood, I've been able to get a peg. I've had to wait a few hours. It's currently 1 o'clock now, so I have had to wait since the gates opened at 8 o'clock. But I feel like waiting that extra 5 hours to get into a decent peg, instead of jumping into a peg that was empty further down the lake, which I could have done, I feel like waiting 5 hours, although I have sacrificed 5 hours of fishing, that's probably going to benefit my fishing anyway, because I'm going to be landing on the fish. That's the theory anyway. Yeah, it's looking good. Let's go get the gear set up. I've just been to the shop, got some food, and yeah, other than that, I'm just going to get the rods out, and hopefully the B1 Beast is not too far away. I haven't had the camera out of the bag today that much, because to be honest, there hasn't been much happening. It's all been a bit of a rush. I got down on the gate early this morning, got into B1, and yeah, I was able to find a peg. I had to wait for a guy to pack up for a few hours, but that's what you got to do on these dating venues. So I waited until around half one where he packed up, and then yeah, I've spent this afternoon quickly getting the bivvy up, getting the rods out, and since it's January, it's just gone 4 o'clock and it's pretty much pitch black. But yeah, I've seen a couple of fish showing out there. I've got 3 rods bang on for money. I actually just had a liner a couple of minutes ago. I thought I was away, but it was just a liner. So we're just going to sit on our hands, and yeah, I'm quietly confident it's not going to be too long until one of those bobbins pulls up tight and we'll be able to catch the first fish of the session.
I missed the fins vlog as well.
Yeah, double vlogging.
I just farted, so that's wore my trousers up a bit. It's cold.
Yesterday I got down and I had to wait quite a while to get the rods out because there was someone in the swim, but they caught a couple of fish, so I decided to wait the day out, and yeah, I jumped on there just into dark. I had a couple of mates next door, so yeah, it was nice to have a bit of a social, have a catch up. Obviously it's been Christmas, and yeah, they ended up catching and I blanked. So one of them's off now, so I'm just going up to the van, get some clothes on, have a bit of a freshen up, get set up in the new swim and get the rods out. Tom's staying down for another 24 hours, so no doubt he's going to catch 120 fish while I blank, but nevertheless we've still got 2 nights ahead, and I feel like moving into this swim now is going to give me a much better chance. Well, the rods are out. I'm currently sheltering in the bivvy because it is blowing a gale, but I've got the rods out and yeah, it's looking good. My rods are currently out towards that toilet over there, just where that seagull is, and yeah, quite a lot of fish have been thrown out there. That pig's just had one, so yeah, it's looking good. We just have to wait and see what the night brings, as that's mainly been when fish have been getting caught, but there has been a couple of fish today, so it is looking promising. So yeah, I'll sit back out of the wind, stay warm and get some food on the go. Well, I apologise that I didn't get to film the fight, but I'm glad to say I got the rods out about an hour ago. I hadn't put any bait out, literally just for free hook bait. I was just thinking about making a mix, and yeah, the left-hander is just absolutely screamed off. And we've got the first one, first proper carp of the year. Yeah, it's no monster, but I'm just chuffed. But although I only moved a peg, it's definitely paid off. Most of the bites have been coming at night. Tom's just had a couple next door. It's obviously daylight hours, a couple of people are catching, and yeah, it's looking really promising. Anyway, I'll get this fish out. It's no monster like I said, but there's plenty of big fish in B1, and you never know, one of them might be just round the corner. I've got Linear's best cameraman on the camera, and yeah, I've been able to catch the first one of the session. I just moved in this peg about an hour ago, got the rods out, and I haven't even put any bait out, and yeah, the left-hander's just pulled up. Tom's been catching a lot bigger, and Ben, but I'm just pleased to be off the mark. And yeah, we've got a couple of nights in this swim, so I'll get this one back, put some bait out, and hopefully the beast of Brasenose isn't far around the corner. Yes! Go get your big brother. It's cold. Watch and learn, Thomas. Watch and learn.
You're f***ing deluded.
The sun's just starting to rise, and yeah, last night was absolutely freezing cold. There's a frost on the ground and I wasn't able to catch anything. B1 has been fishing well the last few days, but last night it certainly did slow up. A few lads have still been catching on the other side, but definitely not the numbers that have been getting caught over the last few days. But today the sun's getting out. Like I say, it's quite cold, high air pressure, so I'm going to play around with zigs today. I just feel like the fish might be holding up in the mid to upper layer, so I'm going to play around with them. But if not, I'm going to stick a couple of baited rods back on the baited spot. I'll zig out tonight, and yeah, I'm just going to play around with tactics and just see if I can nick that one bite. Because to be fair, on B1, if you get that one bite, it has a realistic chance of being an absolute monster. There's so many 30s and 40s in here, and yeah, I just feel like I'm due one of them big ones out of here any day now. So yeah, I'm going to stick it out on here. Like I said, I was thinking of moving lakes. I was going to jump over to Oxlace. I know that's been fishing pretty well, but yeah, I want to stick it out for that big one. So I'm going to play around with tactics, see what today brings, and if not, we've got one more night left to make it happen. Well, I got 3 rods back out on the spot in pretty much exact same time as yesterday. The middle rods just absolutely screamed off, and we're attached to the second carp of the session, and to be fair, it's still a little bit out, but it feels a bit bigger than yesterday's. So hopefully this is the beast of Brasenose. But yeah, it's looking good out there. We have seen a couple of fish jump this afternoon and this morning, think there's been 3 fish caught so far today, so this will be number 4. Well, here she comes. Looks a bit bigger than the last one. Still, it's not a 40 pounder, but if it gets in the net, I'll be well chuffed. And there's number 2. Happy days. And there she is, the second fish of the session, just over 20 pounds. To be honest, I thought it was going to be a little bit bigger because, yeah, it's a proper chunky little mirror. But I'm just glad that I've been able to catch another one. It seems like the lake has been fishing slow the last 24 hours, but the guy opposite has just caught a couple. We're seeing a couple of fish show, and yeah, the bites are starting to come all around the lake. So hopefully this one isn't going to be the last one of the session. And yeah, I'm really wanting to catch a 30 pounder. I know it's fishing slow, but that's going to be my target. So yeah, we'll get this one slipped back and see if we can catch that magical 30. And that's another day over and done with. I don't know where the time's gone today. It's January, so the daylight hours are pretty short, but yeah, it literally feels like it was 5 minutes ago since I was waking up to read over rods. But yeah, I've been able to catch one today. There's been a few fish getting caught on the other side, so it definitely looks like they're a lot more active today. Whether they stay active into the night, I'm not 100% sure. I know the wind's meant to pick up, and I might not look it, but it is cold, and yeah, the temperatures are certainly going to drop. I think with wind chill, it's meant to feel like -6 tonight, so yeah, I'm going to make sure I get in the bivvy. I'm going to order myself a takeaway and try and stay warm. But I've got all 3 rods out there. I've just quickly redone them. I've baited up over the top, and yeah, the spods went out pretty nice. So we're just going to have to sit back, see what the night brings. Like I said, there's been a few fish getting caught on the other side, so hopefully a few people have turned up there today. Hopefully the extra pressure of people leading up, casting out, maybe that'll push the fish over this way. We're just going to have to wait and see. It's the final morning, and to be honest, I'm quite glad that I'm going home today because it is freezing. It dropped down to -6 last night, and I woke up through the night several times, literally thinking I was going to die because it was that cold, but I've survived and it's first light. I'm glad to say I did catch one last night around 6 o'clock this morning. My middle rod had a savage drop back. I ran out in the freezing cold, picked it up, and my clutch was frozen solid, and yeah, it was a mission to reel in the fish. The reel was all like messed up with the ice, and yeah, I was reeling it in and I thought it's coming in a little bit too easy to be a carp, and yeah, it was too good to be true, and it's actually a pike. I know it's not a carp, but anything counts, and if it's a pike in these conditions, I'll take it. But I'm going to be staying down until 1-2 o'clock this afternoon, so there's plenty of time. I'm going to redo the rod because I've just lent it up against the bivvy because it was that cold. I'm going to get it back out on the spot, and I've been getting the bites recently over the last couple of days around 1-2 o'clock in the afternoon. So yeah, I'm going to stay down till then, so there's every chance I might get one today. But yeah, if not, I'm quite glad that I'm going home today so I can get warmed up. Well, that's the van pretty much loaded up, and yeah, it's time to head for home. The comfort of home, having a warm shower and plenty of food is a lot more tempting than sitting out here in the cold trying to catch one. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to quickly bomb over to the tackle shop, get a few pike bits, because next week I'm planning on doing a couple of days piking in the Lake District. It's something that I haven't really done before, so that's pretty exciting. I'm feeling like I'll be quite good at pike fishing considering that I caught one this morning on carp gear. Anyway, for now I'm going to reel in these rods and make a 5-hour drive back up north. Today, you join me at Grassmere up in the Lake District. This is on my home turf, and yeah, I've got a special guest with me who I'll introduce in a minute. But yeah, today we're going to be pike fishing. It's one of them things that I always say I'm going to do in the winter, but I never get round to doing it. But today, we're going to give it a go. Don't have a clue what I'm doing. I'm going to flick out the rods, try and act like I know what I'm doing. But yeah, if you're watching this part of the video for some pike tips, don't, because like I said, I haven't got a Scooby-Doo. Neither does this guy. Here's Reese, he ain't got a clue. He's carp fishing on a massive lake. But yeah, other than that, we're going to get a couple of dead baits out there. And yeah, they go up to 30 pounds, well, probably a lot bigger than 30 pounds. Let's give it a go, act like we know what we're doing, and really, we don't have a clue. Literally, I put this rod out about 10 minutes ago, and it's just tanked off. Pike up to 30 pounds in here, so I'm shaking like a leaf. Well, I'm not sure how much of that you would have got on film, how much you would have been able to see, but yeah, I got the rod out about 10-15 minutes ago. And yeah, I really wasn't expecting to catch one that quick, if at all, to be honest. And yeah, it's just melted off, and we've got the first one in the bag. It isn't a monster, there's some absolute monsters in here. Like I said, I'm not sure how much you would have seen in the fight because we've just found out the camera was on manual focus, but hopefully this has done a good job, got it all on film. But yeah, I was proper nervous thinking I had a £30 one in the end. Maybe about £10, but I don't care. Mate, I went so shaky. Honestly, I thought that was 30. It's about £10. I might not be no pike expert, and to be honest, I'm not sure even if I'm holding this pike correctly because I'm a complete noddy, but we've been able to catch the first one of the day. I'm going to get it back pretty quick because pike are delicate creatures, and to be honest, I'm not going to lie, I wasn't that confident, but there's plenty of time to catch a bigger one. There's pike in here over 3 times bigger than this one, so yeah, let's get this one slipped back, and hopefully it won't be long till Reese can get one. It's been a few hours since I put that pike back, and yeah, it's got very busy. I don't know what Reese is doing. He's been an absolute idiot messing around with his bite alarms. But yeah, it's been a few hours since I put that pike back, that bike. It's got very busy, there's a lot of dog walkers, a lot of walkers, obviously because it's the Lake District and a lot of people come here on holiday. Where me and Reese have set up, it's probably the area where most dogs want to go swimming. So yeah, we haven't caught a dog yet, it might happen. I did have an Alsatian feeding on the spot earlier, but unfortunately it moved away. Other than that, Reese, go on, give us an update. Right, describe your session in 3 words.
I've got more than 3.
You can only use 3.
Enjoyable, fun,
Enjoyable and fun.
and those last 3 are all a lie.
He's crumbling, he has little head losses when he doesn't catch fish. But yeah, other than that, we're going to stay here for a few hours. We might move pegs. So like I said, it is getting very busy and there are a lot of dogs wanting to swim and wipe out our lines. But other than that, I think it's just going to be a case of waiting until the evening. I had that bite really early, well really quickly after getting the rod out, and I feel like if we did get to this swim in the hours of darkness and was here for first light, we probably would have caught more, but I think we just caught that tail end of the feeding spell. I might be wrong, we might catch one in the next 10-20 minutes, but yeah, we're just going to sit it out. We might move, like I said, but for now I think Reese is going to get some pot noodles on the go maybe, and he might even share some of his Pringles if he's feeling kind. What's happening? Update.
Shit here.
No swearing on the vlog, please.
Shit here.
No. Give us an update.
So basically, Finn's caught one. I'm blanking my off. So update.
Might have you lowered your voice?
Don't know.
Might have you lowered your voice, please? Yeah, he's shy.
I am very sure.
He's shy. Reese is having a head loss.
No, I'm not.
He's having a head loss.
No, I'm not.
He's having a head loss. What's happening?
No head losses.
No head losses.
You're losing your head.
How am I losing my head? My rods are out there. Fishing. Perfect. You on the other hand.
2 rods out there perfectly fishing.
I won't say they're fishing, but yeah.
I don't know how to pike fish.
Bloody hell.
Stuck a hook in my finger.
This is my new pet, Sean. Now you might think that red on his wool is paint or spray paint, but in fact it's not paint, and that's because this Welshman here done something very naughty to Sean. After multiple head losses, I might sound a little bit out of breath, and that's because, to be honest, we were just having a little casting competition, and Reese's right hand just went off, and I thought it was me tangling up in it, but it wasn't. What's happening, Reese?
We've got a pike. And I'm telling you now.
What's your PB?
£3.
I've seen a glimpse of it.
It feels ridiculous here.
I've seen it. I think I've seen it. Surely that was it. There it was.
That's big.
It's bigger than mine.
I think I've caught me PB.
It looks bigger than £3. What you saying, Reese? How big we saying?
Unit.
Oh my god, Reese, that's massive! Oh. My 20 22 and a half, bang on.
22 and a half.
So after a quiet day, the rod's finally gone off, and as you can see, I've landed a pretty good pike. It's at 22.5 pounds, and it's
Pretty good pike.
pretty good pike. 22.5 pound. It has smashed my PB, and I'm over the moon and buzzing. Let's get it back.
That is a big pike. Look at that. I'm gonna give it a kiss. Reese has just put back the absolute monster of a pike. His PB before this trip was £3, and he'd only ever caught one pike, and yeah, he's just landed a 22.5 pound pike. It's the biggest pike that I've ever seen on the bank. But let's hear from the main man himself. Reese, what you saying?
I don't know.
He doesn't know. Again, 3 words to describe how you're feeling about that capture.
Well, it's changed a little bit.
It's changed a little bit. So earlier, what was it again? Enjoyable, fun,
And the other two were alive.
and the other 2 were a lie. And then now it is
Buzzing.
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 Can't use that.
Okay. I don't know. Just buzzing.
That was pretty shit. So yeah, his buzzing. Other than that, it's just gone half race, so we're starting to lose the light. My rods have stayed motionless since that first one this morning, but to be honest, I'm not complaining. Main race aren't any pike experts. So yeah, to catch 2 pike while everyone else has been blanking is a pretty good session, I'm not gonna lie. So to be honest, after seeing that pike on the bank as well, it sparked a little obsession inside me, and I reckon up until March 16th, I think that's when the pike season ends, I'm definitely going to be coming down here more and doing a little campaign trying to catch something a similar size to what Reese has just had. But we're going to sit back, carry on looking at photos on the camera of how big that pike was, and you never know, we might catch something a little bit bigger.
Go on.
Yeah. Yay! After seeing Reese's fish, something I didn't mention in my last update. Is I got greedy and I put out a 3rd rod, and that rod is just went off. And trust me when I say this, I'm going to be pike fishing a lot more. I love carp fishing, but there's something a little bit different about this. So yeah, bring on the 20-pounder. It wasn't the most elegant of nettings, and it's nowhere near as big as Reese's, to be honest, but when I was reeling it in, I was half expecting Reese's big pike to come and eat this one, but we've got another one. Whee! And there we go, that's the 2nd one for me. Don't laugh, it's nowhere near as big as Reese's, but trust me, it's got very sharp teeth, because it has just shredded my hands to bits. But yeah, I'm absolutely chuffed. It's been a great day. Like I said, main race and not pike experts in the slightest, but it's definitely got the seeds sown for a lot more pike fishing, especially next winter, because I really want to catch a pike the size of Reese's. Anyway, I'm going to put this one down because my hand is currently bleeding like mad. So yeah, you never know, it's time for one more. Off she goes to go into a very big pike, or possibly help a very big pike grow even bigger.